BookTube. This is the 2016 end-of-year bookish survey. I'm Jen, and I talk about audiobooks, and this is the last part of the 2016 end-of-year bookish survey. All of the questions from the blog are linked below. And so if you want to go check out the blog, please do. Jamie at the Perpetual Page Turner came up with this, and I think it's an excellent way to just wrap the whole year up. So this is the last part. Here we go. These aren't really #1 priorities, but I started 2 series by Marie Force. One was the McCarthy's of Gansett Island series, and one was the Green Mountain series, and I want to finish those series, or at least catch up to the latest book, because I didn't get to do that last year. I kind of got towards the end of the year and got distracted and went a different direction with the reading that I did, but those aren't really my #1 priorities, but I do want to get to those. Oh my gosh, there were so many books that I'm looking forward to. So let me just rattle off a bunch of them. First off, Daughter of Dragons by Jack Campbell. This is probably going to be narrated by MacLeod Andrews, and it is a follow-up series that is starting. And the series it's following up is The Pillars of Reality, which is a YA fantasy series by him. It's 6 books, and they're wonderful. I loved them. I couldn't get enough of them, and now I'm so excited because he's doing a series that picks up where that one left off and continues on into the future. So it's going to be really good. I just know it. Accidentally on Purpose by Jill Shalvis is coming out. That'll be narrated by Karen White. That is the next book in her Heartbreaker Bay series. That's adult romance. A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas will be the 3rd book in her Court of Thorns and Roses series, and that will probably be narrated by Jennifer Ikeda. I'll be interested to see where that one goes. My friend Michaela and I talk about this a lot, and Michaela thinks that she's going to have to ruin the relationship that she's established now in this 2nd book, A Court of Mist and Fury, in order to restore it and do, bring it to great glory as the series, ends out over, I don't know, 6 books maybe it's going to be? I don't know. I've heard conflicting things. So we'll see where Sarah J. Maas takes that. Defy the Stars by Claudia Gray is a new sci-fi YA novel that's coming out. Don't know who it's going to be narrated by, but it looks really good. And then Illuminae Book 3 comes out this year and in the fall. Don't know what it's going to be called, but I do know that it's going to be set on the planet where the initial war broke out, or the initial conflict happened. The 1st book happened in space, the 2nd book happened on a space station, and so this 3rd book will be on the planet. So it's going to be so good. Oh, that series is fabulous. There are some other adult novels that I saw that were coming out. One is Exit West, which is magical realism. That's by Mohsin Hamid, and that is set in a Southeast Asian country where there's a civil war going on, and 2 people find an enchanted doorway to safety. And so it's how they find that and go through it, and then what happens after and how they have to cope. So that looks really good. Also coming out is the Broken Earth series, which is a sci-fi series by N.K. Jemison, narrated by Robin Miles, and the 3rd book in that series will be out this year. And oh, that's going to be fantastic. I just know it. There are a couple. One is Traveler by L.E. Delano, and that is YA. That just looks really interesting. And the other is called American War, and that is by Omar El-Akkad, which is a sci-fi debut novel. And it looks really good. It's set in 2074, and there's a civil war going on, and just everything about it looks so interesting. It focuses in on a girl, and she goes from being kind of a refugee sort of a person to a weapon. So we'll see how that goes. That's adult sci-fi, and it just looks really good. Well, of course, I'm anticipating the end of Illuminae. I think that's going to be fantastic. Well, as always with my BookTube channel, I want to be consistent. I want to be authentic. And I question all the time whether or not I should keep doing this. I reevaluate periodically and think, am I ready to quit? Is it taking more energy to do this than it's worth? And up to this point, no. I've loved doing it. I'm going to keep doing it until I don't want to do it anymore. And so far, so good. So 3.5 years in, and I'm sticking with it so far. So I really want to be consistent, especially with Freddie Reads. And I really want to be authentic about what I say and the opinions that I have about the issues and the books that I read. I don't know that there's a release that I'm more excited about than any other release. I can tell you that there's a book coming out in a couple of weeks called Off the Ice by Julie Cross, and it's not going to be out on audio that I know of. I love Julie Cross. She writes new adult and YA romance and contemporary romance, and she's also written some sci-fi. She wrote a YA series about time travel called the Tempest series, and she's just a really good writer and way underrated, way underrated. I really have enjoyed every single book that she's written that I've read. So I wish more people would talk about her and her books because they should. She should be a lot more popular than she is. So Off the Ice, it's a sports romance and it is new adult. And that is it for my 2016 end of year survey. If you have any opinions on any of the books or any of the things that I've talked about, please bring that up in comments and let's have a discussion, because you know how I love to talk to you. You are the highlight of my BookTube life. I always enjoy talking to every one of you. You're the reason that I stick around and keep coming back and keep doing this. I just thoroughly enjoy you. So let's talk about that stuff in comments. And that's it for now from me. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.